I've snuck away from the US and snuck over to Bavaria. And if you hadn't had Bavarian beer, you must try it. But even more important than Bavarian beer is spending time with Haimer. And today we have the exclusive opportunity to spend time with Andreas, as well as give you a shop tour with some of the other people who work here. So I'm very excited to be here and bring this to you. Andreas, how are you today? And thank you so much for allowing us to be here.
Tony, my friend, I'm always wonderful if I see you and have the MTDCNC team here. So welcome to Germany, welcome to Bavaria. We have the best beer in the world, but we also have the best tool holders in the world. So welcome to Igenhausen, which is a village with around 500 people. And guess what? 500 people are working at Haimer. Not the identical 500 people, of course, but in a radius of 20 kilometers. So we are around Augsburg, second oldest city of Germany. Munich International Airport is just 1 hour away, so it's very easy to come to visit us. Welcome to Germany, welcome to Haimer.
Oh, thank you so much. You know, I was driving here and I'm going, farm, cow, farm. Oh my gosh, this building is massive. So very well done on the growth. So what are you going to show us today as we walk around the shop?
Yeah, absolutely. So actually, we're coming out of a farming land here. So my grandparents have been farmers, and my parents, my father and my mother, started their business 1977, 45 years ago, in the actual basement of a farming house. Wow. And all of this place in the back that you can see was farmland where we started step by step to grow our business. So today we are going to visit the largest production capacity for rotating tool holders in the world, with a daily capacity of 4,000 tool holders, which we produce in 3 shifts.
Well, we are kind of close to the Alps, but today is an incredibly warm day. So should we head in and take a look at some of what we're talking about?
Absolutely. Welcome to Haimer. We are going to now get into our production facility, and we are happy to show you around, guys.
We're now in Modlmeyr in a 45,000 square foot building with 90 machines, and my buddy Andreas is going to elaborate on the potential of the soft milling and turning as we take you step by step through Haimer's process and what they create. Andreas, let's talk a little bit more about this massive facility we're looking at here.
Thank you, Tony. And you know, Modlmeyr is our production site for the soft machining. We have over 90 CNC machines. Roughly 100 people are working here in a 3-shift environment. But if you take later on a tour through the facility, you will not see a lot of machinists on the floor, because one operator, one machinist is taking care of 4 to 5 machining centers. And that's possible through clever and smart automation, starting with a bar feeder, over to a robot. We see the history of Haimer. We started with a large automation cell with 1 KUKA robot, handling various Boehringer cell machines, over 20 years old, together paired with a 5-axis cells of Chiron with manual loading at that time. So we evolved step by step, having Swiss lathe type of machining with bar feeder, which are ideally suitable for our kind of operation. And then we see like 5-axis machines from DMG Mori, with each one having a robot to feed basically the part towards it, so it's less dependent on one robot breaking down. And you will see various types of also automation made in-house, where we are doing our own automation with cobot, loading, grinding machines, loading CNC turning or milling machines. And Modlmeyr, basically 6 years ago, when economy was booming, we needed space, we needed to expand our facility. We had space in Igenhausen, but to flatten the land would have taken us 2 years because it's quite hilly. So we need to do an investment and taken over the Modlmeyr site, which has another 5 halls apart from we are here. And here we have built a new hall 5 years ago with 45,000 square feet, shifted all of the existing machining centers because we separated fine machining, grinding basically, where we grind with an accuracy of 1 micron, and we separated the soft machining, where really the metal removal is happening, and 75 to 80% of a blank is actually machined. First turned down, then there is milling, there is turning, milling, different kind of operations, because the fine machining and the soft machining, the milling and turning, don't have so much in common. And there is different criteria, different necessities in terms of cooling, in terms of chip evacuation, and that's why we have separated the soft machining and the fine machining. And we have also here a huge stock of raw material, over 1,000 tons of raw material, which we have here on site. And every week we are machining more than 40 tons of chips. So it's every year over 5,000 tons of steel are machined. We have an excessive experience where all of our cutting tools and tool holdings we use in-house. So we have extensive knowledge about high productive machining. And I want to show you personally and walk you through our tool management room, because really that is where our customers and partners can earn money. We always say our machines have to run, not the operator has to run. And the heart of it is really our tool management, where all is prepared in order to guarantee a smooth production.
Well, Andreas, after learning about all that, should we take a closer look at this facility with our friend Tobias and take a look at what's going on in each individual cell as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. Tobias will walk you around. Maybe first we start with the tool room, where I will explain you, and then Tobias will take over, and he will also lead you then after Modlmeyr to Igenhausen to the grinding department, and he goes through step by step. And I'm looking forward to your feedback and catching up with you, Tony.
Absolutely. Let's go take a look. Andreas, so we are now in one of the coolest tool rooms I think I have ever seen. Would you mind describing to the audience the area that we're standing in and how this services all the machines that we were just talking about?
Yeah, the tool room actually is supporting over 90 CNC machines. We have over 10,000 tools and cutting tools and part numbers administrated through automatic handle lifts here. And there's only 2 or 3 people actually working in it. So for a 3-shift environment, only 2 to 3 people working here and managing all the machines, making sure that each individual tool setup is perfect in run out, accuracy, rigidity, balance. And the very important part is a lot of people ask me about digitization. How can you implement digitization? And I said it starts right here. No matter if big or small, with a nice tool room, with a nice presetter, balancer, shrinker, you can really fight the skills gap. A lot of people ask me, hey, how do I get operators for the tool room? I said the answer is pretty simple. You buy automatic three-axis CNC controlled presetters that you can make an easy measuring macro, and you will implement a 4i principle in the tool room for your operator. So it's the perfect way of keeping your machine time very efficient, keeping your setups low, and earning a lot of money by keeping all your machines running.
Well, not only is it clever that you have all that information, you've provided all of that information, but as I'm looking around, I see Haimer and Haimer and Haimer, and I know you're using your famous Haimer cutting tools as well for what's going out there. So this is a lot of Haimer making Haimer. So not only is your product trustworthy for all of your customers, you believe in it, you're using it for yourself, you know that it works. It's kind of like a self R&D or like even a turnkey center, because you know what works and you're providing the best for your customers as well. Do you see that happening here with that?
Absolutely, that's part of our philosophy, Tony. You could start right away with Haimer, because you already know that, before we launch a product to the market, it gets tested 1 or 2 years in our own manufacturing. And we are crucial. I mean, it's really critical. Our head of production, in all these different areas, they give us a very straightforward feedback. So here I'm very proud to say that we are only using our end mills, our solid end mills, modular and solid end mills, with safe lock, with dual lock, as well as only Haimer tool holders. And also we only use our presetters. Like when we acquired the DMG Mori microset, turned it into the Haimer microset in 2016-17, we had 3 or 4 different brands of presetters. We had 130 machines at that time, 12 or 13 presetters. But why we had different presetters? Because in the central tool room we had a state-of-the-art automatic or CNC controlled presetter, but our people from the 2nd and 3rd shift, they couldn't handle it. It was too complicated to measure a tool, to manage the tool. So we had easy low-end presetters in the shop for a quick turn, for a quick changing. And when we eliminated all of that, I gave them 1 week to switch over. I call it always a surgery on the heart, because there were 130 machines on power, under cutting tools, under chips, and we swapped it over to 12 Haimer presetters. So we eliminated 2 presetters and actually selected presetters which were automated, and all the presetters are so easy to use that from the 2nd to the 3rd shift, everybody can operate them. And that's what we want to show you today, how you can digitize, how you can start implementing, how you can make the basically the information exchange. All our new machines, what I didn't mention before, have now RFID chips. So the tool holder and cutting tool gets to a data carrier. So it's on the data, the data is on the tool holder, there's no mistake, no collision, and that's why all the new machines are getting RFID chips. And for the other ones, we are switching to scanning, to printing labels with a scanner, so it gets very easy to transfer the data. No mistake, no fat finger problems. That's, you know, a really big advantage from our technology.
I get the fat finger problems while I'm doing text messages, but I am really excited to get with our friends Tobias and Matthias and look into detail at everything we've been discussing. Andreas, this introduction is incredible, and I cannot wait to show the world what's going on here at Haimer.
Thank you, Tony. We're so happy to have you and your team here, and we are looking forward to many more opportunities for further discussion and teaching the industry how we produce high quality parts in Germany every single day. Thank you.
So Tobias, now we're in your tool room and we get to go step by step as to what the process is before you release a tool into that incredible factory you have. So first step being, I see you have an iPad. What are you doing here?
Hi Tony. Yeah, so the first step is an iPad. It's to get out the cutting tool that we need, and you can just open the right drawer for that.
And all we have to do is hit this button, and then automatically one of your incredible Haimer tools are going to come out of this tool crib.
Absolutely. So you see, the tool grip is now moving, and the colleague is now picking, of course, the right cutting tool. You see there is a laser that is signalizing which cutting tool. It's a Haimer tool actually. So which cutting tool he has to pick. He's picking the right one now. And what he's doing now is to actually do the shrink job. So he's changing the cutting tool by our own Haimer heat shrink equipment. So Haimer is the market leader, world market leader in heat shrinking.
And with the cutting tool that just came out, there's 10,000 tools in there. So you selected exactly what he needed. Now let's talk about heat shrink and some of the quick benefits of heat shrink.
So there is, I would say, 3 major benefits of shrinking. So first of all, it's a push button system. So you see Matthias pushed the button, takes out the old tool and gets in the new one within seconds. So that's really easy, and the cutting tool is always clamped the same. So in night shift, in day shift, you cannot do anything wrong.
Is there a lifespan on hot, cold, or do these things just last for the lifetime of machines?
So actually, the Haimer heat shrink holders, if you use it with a Haimer machine, it lasts forever. So we sometimes see that customers use the Haimer tool holders even longer than they use their machine tools.
I like hearing that. So now that we've done the heat shrink part of this, as we step over, what is the next step that comes after heat shrink?
After shrinking, you see now it's cooling down actually the tool holder by this contact cooling system. And after we have taken over the tool holder and the cutting tool of this new tool assembly, what we're gonna do next is to do the shrinking, the balancing and presetting job.
So balancing and presetting, you can actually do that in a single machine with Haimer as well, can't you?
You can. Then you need 2 machines. Here in our facility, for some of the jobs, we have a combination machine. It's called the Haimer Tool Dynamic Preset Microset. So we do the balancing and presetting in one machine.
That's pretty incredible. And as I'm looking around, I discussed this with Andreas as well. I see Haimer, I see Haimer, I see Haimer. You guys are utilizing all Haimer products to do everything you're creating on the shop floor as well. It's Haimer making Haimer.
Yeah, that's right. We are our own customer, of course. I mean, it would be stupid if we would not use our own products. So of course, we are our biggest fans as well. But also, we have to run really high qualification for our products until we use it in our shop floor. I mean, what you will see later on is that we are really working in a serious production. So that means only green light machining is important to us. We want that the machine is running, but not the people that are running the machines have to run, get their cutting tools, make the machine run again, and so on. So everything has to be very fluent.
So we've gotten the tool out of the tool crib, we've done the heat shrink part of it, we've decided we're going to measure and balance it, and then it goes onto the shop floor.
Right.
Should we show the audience how incredible the shop floor here is in Germany?
Right. I mean, you heard before, you learned from Andreas that we have 90 machine tools in this shop floor here. So it's our soft machining park. It's turning and milling, and we do everything in-house here. And now we bring over the cutting tool to this machine here.
Guys, I don't know about you, but I am ready to take a look at this shop floor. I hope you'll join Tobias and I as we take a look, show you around all the automation and machines that they have. 90 machines and 45,000 square feet of space. And that's not even including the other part of the shop where the grinding is. So Tobias, let's go take a look at this shop, shall we?
Absolutely, yeah, let's go.
Tobias, so now we're on the shop floor and we're standing in front of what looks like a water fountain to me, but I know it's not. What is this contraption?
It's not, Tony. This is a very useful station actually for the operators in our shop floor. So as you can imagine, we have a lot of tools, as you can see that here. And of course, we don't always know how long the tool life of the cutting tools will be. So it's easy to scan and read the RFID chip in this case, and then we can really read it out. And in this case, we see tool life is 484 tools.
Out of 500?
Out of
so
500.
So it quite literally told us what's left on the tool life of this.
Right, absolutely. So we are good to go. And this is a very new system from Haimer Microset, our company in Bielefeld. And it's amazing. So it's a very simple system, but that helps the operator to find out the rest of tool life.
I'll take 3.
Okay, you got it.
So now that we have 3 of those, let's take a look at what you have going on. I see there are machines everywhere. We mentioned there's 90 of them, and I see automation all over the place, with first being a pallet change system.
Absolutely, yeah. On the left and on the right side, you see some 4-axis horizontal machines. What we are machining there is, for example, the housing of our torque wrenches, or also simple things that we are using in our shrink and balancing machines, or also the housing of a 3D sensor. So really high-end equipment that we are supplying for our own products.
When we think of automating a system, or automating a system as I'd like to say, pallet change, bar feed, robots, cobots, you guys have even built your own systems here, haven't you? How important is automating a system to you?
Well, it gets more and more important to us also. You know, the scarcity of workforce is a challenge for all of us in all the countries where we have quite high wages, you know. So it's important for us that the machines are running 24/7. So we have green light machining all over. And of course, we want the operators not to run, but the machines have to run. So this is how we really can generate the output of 4,000 tool holders per day in this facility here.
I was going to ask you that next. So you're talking 4,000 tool holders per day, but you don't just do tool holders. You're doing presetters. You have cutting tools. You're doing so much work just in general, but we're talking tool holders here.
This is tool holders actually, yeah, Tony, you're right, tool holders. We make tool holders HSK 25 up to 125. And then, of course, all diameters, all interfaces. You know, you guys in the US, you love inch, and we have the metric system here. So, of course, we have the inch products also made here in Germany, and we stock it in the US. And actually, yeah, we have a big variety in our assortment for tool holding. Yeah.
Well, as I'm looking around, I know that Haimer has the highest quality. You excel in quality. And so I see Grobe, I see DMG, I see the quality machines that take this, but you actually have a precision center for grinding that we're going to look at soon, where even more precision goes on. Let's talk about how important precision is to the Haimer product.
Well, precision is at highest topic for us. I mean, you know, quality wins is not only the slogan in our logo, but it's actually our corporate philosophy, Tony. So quality wins, and you see it on the shop floor. It's really clean here, and we say only if we have a clean surrounding, then the operator can also produce quality. You know it maybe from your own car. If you keep it clean from the beginning, then it always stays clean. And this is how we do it here. We say only in this surrounding we can really reach the highest level of productivity and quality. You talked about automation. So here you see also our own automation system that we actually created and invented on our own. So we have loading and unloading by this automation system by Haimer.
What makes this system and automation unique? You obviously created it on your own. What's it doing that sets it apart from some of the other automation that I see everywhere we look?
Well, it's a very flexible system. We can attach it actually to a milling machine, like in this case, but I will show you now in our facility in Igenhausen, in our grinding facility, because we have this automation system also there, so it's very flexible to us, and we actually use it for several machine tools in Igenhausen as well. Let's have a look there.
Let's do that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Tobias, we made it to the grinding facility, possibly the most significant part of what you do, because precision is one of the most important things that you guys do here at Haimer, right?
That's right, Tony. So this is not only our grinding facility, actually that's our headquarters here, our global headquarters. So all our products is actually manufactured here in Igenhausen, besides our second production site in Bielefeld, where our tool presetters come from. But now, you're right, we are in a grinding facility, so here is the heart of the micron. Our precision comes from here. We are grinding to 1 micron in a series. So please come with me, join me, and we will have a look at it.
Let's take a look. Now, when we're thinking about precision, you mentioned micron. A lot of us out there think we understand micron, but that is one heck of a tolerance when we think about 1, 2. I mean, a sneeze, a bit of warm air, a bit of cool air, it changes the micron of the precision parts.
Look at these badges here. I mean, we have batch sizes, 100 pieces, 10 pieces, 5 pieces, specials, small holders, big ones. It's a big variety, and we, of course, always have to keep the quality, the microns. It seems to be so easy, but it's not. It's really not.
No, I don't find microns to be easy at all. We can say the words, we can talk about tolerance, but when we're talking microns, I don't think any of it's easy. And I know you guys keep a lot of secrets, so we can't show everything, because these secrets are important here.
We can't show everything, but what you can see here is a big variety of holders and systems that we are grinding. And for this reason, we have also my colleague here, Bettina. Bettina, I hand over the microphone to you now, because we have some really nice products also for the American market. As you are responsible in our business development team for the US, please tell us something about the US products here.
Thank you, Tobias. So yeah, as you mentioned, we have a huge variety. Our customers come from all different kinds of industry, like medical, dye and mold, consumer electronics, but also in the US aerospace is very strong. So for example, you see here these large HSK A160 tool holders. There were a special project for an aerospace customer from the US. But in general, we have tool holders for all different kinds of application. So like this is for heavy duty machining, but then we also have holders with a very slim profile for dye and mold.
Well, I understand that your US market is absolutely fantastic. Working with Brent over there, a great team between America, Mexico, and I'm looking at this here, and I know how well you support the US already, and I know that you're in direct contact with them regularly. When I'm looking at all of these holders here, are these more or less specials, or are this some more normal pieces just showing the overall support to the American market?
Well, most of them are standards actually, but if you look at our catalog, it's 1,000 pages in the meantime, so we really have a huge standard program in all different kinds of interfaces, sizes, varieties, like as standard tool holders, or then power heavy-duty shrink holders with reinforced wall thickness for vibration dampening. So we have a huge standard program, but every now and then customers come, oh, I need a special solution, then we can do this as well.
And do you like working with my US colleagues?
Yeah, it's a pleasure. I'm working with them every day, and it's always a pleasure working with them. Well, we really have a great team there. And
I agree, and thank you so much for showing us all of this. I like seeing the insides, the components. Let's get the microphone back to Tobias so we can get moving on this tour. I know everyone's excited to continue. Thank you so much for showcasing, and thank you for all the work you do in the US. I know it's important to my team and yours to support us. So yeah, this is who you're speaking with over in the US. Tobias, how are we, my friend? Good to have you back again.
Yeah, now we are in the grinding shop actually already,
Okay.
So remember, there was 4,000 tool holders we are able to produce every day. So also we have to grind 4,000 tool holders every day.
Wow.
And the final step, actually, after grinding, I mean, you can have a look in our grinding hall now. Behind the scenes here, the final step after grinding is the fine balancing. And the fine balancing, Tony, of course, how could it be any different? We are doing the fine balancing on the Haimer tool dynamic balancers. So you see that's tool dynamic automatic, which is automatic balancing of our tool holders. And we have a loading and unloading system, and that's our homemade automation system, I would call it.
I like the homemade system. I like how much, again, we repeat certain amount of words because it's important to Haimer. We're talking about precision, we're talking about balancing. We've already spoken briefly about the importance of balancing, how much life of a machine can be reduced, or tool life of a product can be reduced, the overall finish. We talk about all of that. Now, this is sitting here and you have your creation. There's a wall behind us of some really amazing stuff that we cannot show. These are secrets, proprietary, but I think we also passed by something that you wanted to talk about before heading into the quality control center, right?
Right, Tony, top secret behind the scenes here. That's 5 lines of grinding machines, and we have really invested a lot of our know-how and actually of engineering know-how, and for this reason, this section we don't guide anybody, so I'm not allowed to go there. So only the people working in our grinding shop have the access to this scenes.
So for those of you watching right now, I have not been granted special access. Andreas did not let me. Tobias just said he's not allowed. So don't ask me. I have no idea what goes on behind there. But trust me, with this product being made as it is, it's something special. That I can guarantee. So what are we looking at here, Tobias?
I mean, we talked about microns. Of course, there is parameters and critical dimensions at a tool holder that we have to check, and we check it 2 times 100%. Look at our quality team here. So he's checking the bore of the shrink fit holder 100%. Only if we are in tolerance, then this item will be actually put on stock. So this is a final check of critical tolerances by his measuring devices after it was checked already by the people that are really machining these products, that are grinding these products. They have to do also a 100% quality inspection. And still, Tony, actually, we also are measuring these tool holders, of course, at our measuring machines. I mean, these measuring machines are measuring half a micron precise, which means half a micron. What is it? Nothing. It's really nothing. So let's have a look in our quality inspection, and our team leader, Mr. Seidelmeier, he's already waiting here. And
this is always one of my favorite rooms because of the air conditioning.
Absolutely. Today, this is a favorite place to be, yeah, you're right.
So let's talk about this room. I mean, I keep saying it, but I think it's important to say over and over again, is precision, is quality, is reliability, is flexibility, all these things that Haimer represent, from Haimer, making Haimer. Now we're in the room. What are we doing here? I mean, obviously quality, but let's talk a little bit more in detail.
Obviously quality. Quality actually starts with the raw material, Tony. So the Haimer raw material is a special defined material, and only if this material that we buy in big batches or complete, let's say melts from the suppliers.
So Tobias, after we've been looking around, we've talked about quality, we've talked about grinding, we've been in the tool room, we've been in the facility cutting everything, machining everything, but we've only briefly talked about the amazing cutting tools that you guys have. Let's talk a little bit about that. Are you grinding your own? Are you making your own? How does that all work?
Yeah, we have not been to the cutting tool grinding yet. So of course, we are grinding our own cutting tools, our own solid carbide end mills, and also our modular interface Duolog. And we have a sophisticated program. 7 or 8 years ago, we invested a double-digit million euro amount of money for this program for grinding machines. We have the high-end grinding machines in there, and we are producing in inch and in metric, of course. So it's a huge program that we offer to the world market now.
Well, That's all I need to hear. I'm sold. I've already purchased 3 of those water fountains that were so good at measuring the tools, right? And now you've given the world an exclusive tour that you guys have not done before with MTD. So we thank you for allowing us into your room, into your building, into your life to share what you guys do here. Precision, reliability, flexibility, everything that goes along with the Haimer name. One more time, thank you so much, my friend.
Well, Tony, thank you for your visit, and we appreciate that you made all the long way here, and I hope we see each other at IMTS.